right, Senator Beason, it took a long way to get these changes. Are you happy with the bill that's come out?
Of course, I'm pleased with what we passed out of the Senate. I hope that the House will concur with the changes. It's been a long, difficult road to get to this point, so I hope we'll have a finished product by the end of the day.
A lot of concerns today about certain language in the bill, some of the education provisions. How do you defend, for some of those opponents, checking students' immigration status when they go into school?
Well, actually, what we check for, I'm glad you asked that, we check for a birth certificate. Just like we do when my kids enroll in public school and all of Alabamians' kids enroll in public school. The only difference is there's a notation or a note made that says where the child was born, and then we use that for data. Most of the things that have been said about the school provision are not true. I'm glad you asked about it.
You were called out regarding your Aborigine comment today by Senator Singleton. What was your reaction to that?
You know, he's probably been holding that in for a long time. He decided to do that out on the Senate floor. We dealt with it and we moved on. That's just the way it is.
You've said it for months how important this piece of legislation is. Do you firmly believe that these changes will get more Alabamians employed, but also get rid of this illegal immigration problem?
Well, I think it does what the intent of the law was, to help us move forward and deal with our illegal immigration problem in the state of Alabama. I'm convinced that what we passed today actually makes it a better bill. We've solved some of the things that were unclear, strengthened up in a couple of places, so I'm very pleased.
Much has been made of speaking with Chris Kobach, the Secretary of State of Kansas.
Good friend of mine.
Did you use his counsel in these changes?
Of course. You know, I talked to him. I personally believe if I had not had some of his help over the time, you know, I crafted the piece of legislation, I sent it to them for proofing, and they say, well, you can't say this way, you got to say it this way reflects federal law. I think that's one of the main reasons we've been so successful in the courts, because we're using counsel that knows about immigration law.
In 5-10 years, do you think that this is going to be a law that's responsible for Alabama's economy getting better?
Well, I think it plays a big part. I make the claim already. You know, one of the reasons we're leading the region and putting people back to work and our unemployment rate has gone down is because of this law. You know, there are people who have tried all the calisthenics and gymnastics they can to try to say it's not part of it. I think it's clearly part of it. So it's definitely going to help in the long term.
Anything else I need to know, Senator Beason?
I think that's it.
Hey, you may have already answered this question, but your thoughts and your reaction to the arrest happening now of protesters?
You know, I'm not in charge of State House security. I came through after getting back to eat, and whatever's going on out there, I'm really not aware of what's going on. Hopefully the people will obey the law and act civilly.
They're very upset at you. They're saying that you're the reason that you basically ruined their lives, and you're trying to prove a point, and even if he's getting arrested.
Right.
Your thoughts?
Well, you know, you cannot set state policy based on what a few people want. The majority of the state wants something done about illegal immigration. The majority of Americans want something done about illegal immigration. We have to look at what's good for the state long term. That's what I intend to do. That's what I was elected for. And unfortunately, there's a loud but small minority who disagrees with that position.
Right. I really appreciate the time.